Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing amazing today. These messages are timeless and will be received in divine timing for those who need to hear them. Hopefully, those that need to hear them will receive them, as this is a very important message this morning. Since I went through a lot of resistance, being able to record this and dealing with a lot of other things that are trying to prevent me. So I apologize if my speech comes out fragmented today. There's a lot of resistance for this message, so it's showing me how important this message actually is. I do encourage everyone to stay, even if it doesn't resonate at first, because there might be something in here for you to hear. That being said, let's begin. Actually, the resistance is very interesting today because it's part of the message, and whoever needs to hear this message, whoever I'm speaking to, you're getting a message from the Most High, from the divine realms. They're asking you not to give up hope, not to give up hope, even in the face of resistance. You know, things don't always happen in the time that we want things to happen for us. Okay, someone has been waiting on searching for a house. Another is waiting on a new job position. Someone is tired of their relationship and they're waiting for something to change. Okay, all these things, whether they resonate or not, okay, are part of the issues that go on in our lives, and we want things to change, but we're not willing to sometimes, deal with what needs to be dealt with. Okay, and what does that mean? We could be stubborn, and I get it. Okay, because I could be very stubborn myself. I had learned not to be. That was one of my shadow aspects that I had to look within myself and change. And that's when change started to happen for me. For instance, when I began this channel, okay, when I was being guided to create this channel, it wasn't something that I wanted to do at all. And I resisted and resisted. And all through the process of making this channel, I ran into one obstacle after the next. I mean, first and foremost, being that I'm not a polished public speaker. It's not, and this is why I didn't want to do this. But again, I was being called to do this because there were people who needed to hear these messages that I channel, okay? And the divine realms and source wanted me to use my abilities to help others, to show you that things are possible when we're patient, when we're not stubborn, when we follow through with what, the divine realms is asking us to do. And we all know what the divine realms is asking us to do. We get those interior nudges when you're being nudged to do something, when you're being nudged to move. You do it. For example, this morning before I began this video, like I said, I was running into one obstacle after the next. I was, I'm having my thoughts fragmented, my speech is fragmented. I have a headache going on right now, but yet I'm pushing through it because I'm putting my own um, needs aside for those who need to hear this message, to be a vessel for the divine for those who need to hear it. Okay, so what's more important is that this message gets to who it needs to get to. Aside from my own personal interference. Okay, I'm going to proceed regardless. I'm not going to let things to stop me. And this is the message for you. Don't allow obstacles to stop you. Just because things aren't going the way that you want them to go right now doesn't mean they're not going to change. You have to persevere. Okay, even when things look the darkest, you have to keep pushing. We'll use this channel again for example. I knew when I was guided to do it, I was told it was going to be a slow run. Okay, so actually gaining momentum and popularity. I had resistance from past individuals in my life trying to create obstacles, using their media influence to create obstacles for me, aside from black magic and other things. But again, I share this to show you that when you fight in the face of resistance, you can get through. Okay, you have to remember the negative forces out there that work both spiritually and through individuals that are trying to prevent your life from moving forward are thriving off the fact of your misery. They want you to be miserable. That's what they feed off of. And this is why you can't give into it. Okay. And you have to wait for things in divine timing. And it sucks. Okay. It's not easy. When you're waiting for things to change, when you're waiting for things to move and you think it's not happening or you feel it's not happening, this is where you need to have faith. This is where faith comes in. Faith, trust, and perseverance. Remember, God in the universe is not doing things to you or to us. They're doing things for us, and I include myself in that. When we start to realize that everything that we go through is a test and a lesson, for us to overcome is when we're able to release our stubbornness and just go with the flow. That's what makes things happen. And things are not going to happen overnight. Unfortunately, we live in a microwave society where we expect instant change, instant gratification. That's not how it works in the divine realms. Okay. Source, the Most High, will not be rushed. Okay. We can pray for things, we can ask for things, and we're not always going to get instant answers. And sometimes we get answers that we might not like, but the response is always for our best and highest good. And that's what we have to remember. And it's in those times that we have to remember not to be discouraged, okay? Not to be discouraged. For instance, there's somebody out there that I'm picking up on right now that's being stubborn. Source has been asking you, the divine realms has been asking you to move from your location because it's not safe, okay? And you've been creating one excuse after the other. Unfortunately, this is not judgment. It's just I'm just channeling the message out there for you to hear, okay? You can do as you like, okay, because you have free will. But you've been procrastinating. You've been making excuses on why you can't move, on why you can't do this, why you can't do that. And unfortunately, these are why things is not, this is why things are not changing for you. This is why you're stagnant. But once you finally make that decision and you stop being stubborn and you move forward, things are going to start to open up for you and they will change. But you got to take that first step in faith. Trust that if God or the divine, whoever you resonate with, the Most High, the angels, whatever deity you resonate with, if um, they're giving you signs to move, that inner feeling, that inner sense that you have to leave or do something. It's best to follow through with it because if we don't, that's what's going to prevent us from moving on. Okay. I also were given some names this morning during meditation. Give me a second. I'll get my glasses on. I'll read them out. And these names might resonate with you or with someone that you know. Okay. Today message for today's message is for somebody related to these names: Thomas, Mary, John, Sarah, Julie, Pedro, Sal, Kenny, Kim, Chantel, Oriah, Paul, Charlize. I also have some dates that might resonate, some months. Oh, no, actually, not months, excuse me. I have astrological signs: Aries, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Pisces, Taurus, and Cancer. So if any of those names or astrological signs resonate with you or with someone close to you, this message is for you if it resonates in any way. So it is most likely for you. Again, they're asking you not to give up, to move forward, to have faith, just to show tenacity even in the face of adversity. And for the person who needs to move, the excuse of not having money, in order to do that is what's the word I'm looking for? Again, I excuse my fragmented speech. This message is so vital that they're trying to prevent me from getting it out. Give me a second here. Okay. The excuse of not having money is not an excuse that's going to be plausible to the divine because the divine will provide for you. Okay. If you start to take the first action, the money will come in and it'll help you to get where you need to get. The divine never asks us to do anything more than what you know, we are capable of. Okay, so you are capable of. Okay, money isn't an excuse at this point, even though it sounds plausible. If you really want to do something, you can, you'll find a way. Ask for assistance, pray on it. Okay, meditate on it. Okay, and the answer will come on how you will be able to receive this money that you need in order for you to move because where you're living right now is not a good situation for you, and you happen to know that. So, whoever I'm speaking to, you know that this is not a good situation for you. And things are not going to get better. Okay? So just have faith, continue to move forward, and fight in the face of adversity. You have the strength to do it. Don't give up. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. If I can come out here and put these messages out, fragmented and all, and as you can see, I never edit these videos because I want them to be authentic. Okay, the way they come out is the way they come out, even though it could be humiliating for me at times to have this fragmented speech that goes on, and that usually happens when a message is very vital that somebody needs to hear, and there are forces trying to prevent me from speaking it, whether that be a truth, in in some way or another, or a message that needs to be delivered. Remember, I'm just a vessel and things come through. Sometimes they come through sporadically. Okay, so I hope that whoever receives this message is benefited from it, and thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.